bring you geek news from across the Nostalgiaverse. They are Jacob's Toys and SuperSorrell's. So strap yourselves in for the weekly live show that brings you toy news, TV and movie reviews, special guests, opinions, tangents, and bad impressions, reveals, releases, thoughts, and maybe dreams. So prepare for the Geek Week in Review, live!
Hello, welcome to the Geek Week. This is episode 129 with me, Jacob's Toys, and of course the wonderful one and only SuperSorrell. How are we all doing? How's everyone doing? Hope you're all right. Jump in on the chat. Got to say a big shout out to Dino, who did a new voiceover for us on the show, and a load of other bits. So thank you very much, buddy. We are here. What a week, Sorrell. How have you been?
Very good, man. How are you?
I'm very good. It's been a really, really packed week. Very packed week. There's been so much going on. I don't even know where to start. We've got games news, we've got TV news, we've got movie news, we've got toy news, we've got a certain 50k giveaway going on as well. So for anyone that is in the chat, Sorrell has been doing a giveaway when he hit 50k. Massive congratulations again, my friend.
There you go.
That's really cool. So he's going to do a big giveaway, and we're going to draw it tonight, which is really cool. It's going to be one of our lucky regulars that will be pulling it up.
Yeah.
You look cozy tonight, Sorrell.
I am very, very, very cozy. My missus went to Primark. She picked me up with a stupid Santa hoodie thing, and it is massive. It's awesome.
You know what? I've been wanting to pick one of them things up. Like I've been looking. I'm going to get one. I think this is the year that I finally succumbed to the hoodie. I'll just live in it though.
Annoyingly, we were in Primark, right? And they had the new Deadpool hoodies, right? And it says on it, it's Deadpool, and it says on it, I'm on the naughty list. So I like that. That's cool. And then I'm flicking through Primark sizes. I'm a big dude. And it's like, oh, 3XL. I'm like, yay, 3XL. And I look, it's like a 1XL. Like, what is that? It was like a tiny thing. Like, that is not a 3XL, my friend.
That is the thing I find. Like, it's with like sizes as well. Like, it changes in every shop. Like, and especially now, Geek stuff is kind of like there, and it's everyone's kind of wearing it. It's sizing is difficult. So yeah, it's been a good week. Before we get into all the other stuff, you picked up anything fun this week?
Yeah, I got a fair few things, to be honest.
Yeah.
But just before we get into that, I just want to say as well, guys, I am currently filling up the spinny wheel from people from the comments on previous episodes when we announced it. But there is still a chance to win it right now, the giveaway for 50k. So if you do want to win, please let us know in the comments. It is a worldwide giveaway, so don't anyone can win. Put a comment on the chat right now saying if you'd like to be entered into competition. So far, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in there. Shelley, you didn't comment last time, but I'm adding you into it anyway, Shelley, because you tune in every single week. But I've got Andy Roberts in there, Alex Reed, and then a bunch of people that have been watching back on the replay. So, guys, comment. Sorry, go.
Yeah.
This week I picked up. I'm not on a lead now, by the way. I've got a wireless headset. Woo! So I can move around now without a wire attached to me. Right.
You're sounding crisp. You sound crisp.
Yeah.
Just Andy H just thrown up. Just to clarify, it is not 450k. No, the prize is not 450,000. It is because Sorrell hit 50,000. So
yeah, I hit 50,000 subscribers. It's the 50,000 subscriber giveaway. It is going to be a mystery box. Me and Mrs. SuperSorrell create mystery boxes that we sell at Comic Cons, and someone in the comments tonight is going to win one of those mystery boxes. It's full of Marvel, Star Wars, Disney. It's a mixture of everything that I like. So if you tune into my channel on a regular basis, you know what I like. You know what's going to be in that box. It's all stuff that's from my collection as well, or Mrs. SuperSorrell's collection. So, I mean, if you saw my videos the other day, then you'll know that a certain few of these little bad boys will be thrown in there as well. We've got some glow-in-the-dark keychains.
They are cool.
And we've got the exclusive Jack as well.
Ooh.
They're both getting thrown in. So, yeah, there's plenty of stuff in there. So, yeah, comment if you want to win. But yes,
Cool.
stuff I got this week, man. Mate, I went a little bit overboard. I'm not gonna lie.
Right then.
So, before we get to the big stuff, I'm not sure if I showed this off last week. I think I might have done.
Yeah, we did. I
So
think
yes,
we spoke about that.
16 quid at Sainsbury's. But Shelley was saying, check out Amazon for the rest of them. I checked out Amazon, but Amazon wanted $38.99 for this one.
Wow.
However, Smith's $33.99. Yeah, buddy. So grab that one as well, because it's got the big pile of poop. That's a big pile of shit.
That is cool.
Then we got the Misfits. We got the Santa Misfit because it is the holiday season, so we had to get the Santa Misfits.
Nice.
That's why I got that more than anything, because it does come with that nice shiny red cape.
Like it. I know what you'll get. I know you got that one.
That will go perfectly with Santa. But I went for the green Santa, the more traditional Santa. And there he is in all his glory. So we've got the green Santa, but now I can put that red cloak on him if I want as well, turn him into the red Santa.
Happy days.
The piece of la resistance of this week, Jacob, and it's got your namesake attached to it.
Oh, have you got it? Is it arrived already? Oh, man.
He's here.
Man.
Jacob Marley. He comes with the book as well. He comes with the full Christmas Carol story.
Wow.
And there he is. Jacob Marley.
He is very, very cool. Look at that box art as well.
Oh, mate, look at that diorama.
Oh, that's such a cool figure.
And then the box has got all the ghosts on it. It's on London skyline.
That's such a cool figure. Now I've seen it in your possession. I want it even more. I really do.
Yeah. I now officially own all the figure obscuras. I own all of them.
That's so cool.
So I've got the entire collection now of figure obscura.
That's crazy. I'm just actually having a look now because they did sell out, didn't they? And then they do them in kind of waves.
They keep bringing them back in. Yeah, every time they get more stock or cancellations, the whack them all straight back up.
Yeah. Hang on 2 secs. Let me just.
But yeah, literally mine arrived within 2 days. They don't mess about at Four Horsemen. You pay for standard shipping, which is about $12-13, but mine literally arrived within 2 days of its shipping.
If anyone's on Instagram as well, if you go over and you look up 16shooter, so it's 16_shooter, he's the action figure photographer that does all the promo work for them. And so all those promo images that you saw of Jacob Marley originally, on his Instagram, he's got all like kind of behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff. He's in a few of the Facebook groups as well, but yeah, 16_shooter. He's an amazing action figure photographer. And yeah, so he did all them Jacob Marley pictures and they just look amazing. They were enough to sell it, but now I've seen it, I'm just, oh man. and it just wouldn't fit anywhere in my collection. That's the worst thing, but it's got my name on it. It's just kind of like, oh man. Yeah, my week was all right. It wasn't, I got the No Way Home figures with the unmasked heads. They're pretty cool. And yeah, a couple of bits here and there. I think my favorite delivery this week, though, without a doubt,
yeah, Cable.
So he's very cool. He is very cool looking. But the thing that sold it for me as well is that if you take his sort of shirt off, he's got all the how like I don't go around undressing my Hot Toys, but it's like I've seen the promo images and that, and he's got all the, I can't remember the name of it, but the robotics kind of going into his chest like he does in the film. So yeah, he's very cool indeed, and he's got a little light up eye by the looks of it as well. So I was like, yeah, I got to have him to go with Deadpool. Deadpool currently is kind of squished in there with Punisher and Vision. So Techno Organic Arm, that's it. Yeah. Techno Organic Arm. Thank you very much, Triple G. There we go. Comments are popping off tonight. Obviously, depending where you're watching, you won't see all of the comments because obviously me and Sorrell stream out into different places, but there are comments coming in thick and fast. So do keep it up. And we are trying our best to monitor them here. So if you want to jump into the Sorrell's giveaway, just make sure you put a comment down below.
Yeah, so I'll announce the giveaway at the very end of the show, guys. Stick around. We'll announce that just before we close out the show for the evening. But so far, I'm just going to read out the names of people just so they know who's in the chat right now if anyone else wants to enter. But right now, we've got people who were watching last time on the playback, which was Phantoman UK, John Doe. I've got Andy Roberts, Pink Bunkadoo, Alex Reed, Shelley, Triple G Comics, Stephen Butler, and Andy H. All in there right now. If anyone I've missed off, please let me know in the comments if you want to win this giveaway.
Amazing.
Right. Cool.
Let's
We've
get
had
into
a
this
packed
week.
week though, man.
Yeah, let's get into it. Where are we going to start? I don't even know.
So the video game awards were this week, and some
Yeah.
massive trailers dropped along with that. Obviously, we had the GTA 6 trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Big one. Big. It leaked as well, that one first. It didn't come out in the... I think it was meant to be a part of the awards thing and all that stuff, but it just leaked out.
Yeah. I think that there's been quite a lot of controversies around it as well, isn't there? There's been quite a lot of people complaining about stuff. But yeah, it's
the internet being the internet, complaining because there's a female protagonist.
Yeah, no, people are just kicking off, but it looks awesome. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really played a Grand Theft Auto since San Andreas.
Yeah,
I think San Andreas was the last one where I was like fully invested and played it to death. Everyone since then, I've kind of not really been that bothered. This one looks cool. It does look cool.
Yes, as with I'm looking for stop, rewind, start again. GTA, the GTA 4, 5, isn't it? GTA 5 was around for what, 10 plus years, and it was the online features that they've kept it prevalent. So yeah. I mean, if they up the game on this one and do like a whole new online as well, which I'm sure they will, then it's going to be around for a long time as well.
My favorite one, though, without a doubt, was Vice City. Like, the soundtrack to Vice City was so on point, I remember as well in HMV, they sold the CDs of each of the stations. So this was obviously a lot earlier than kind of streaming and stuff like that. But you could actually go in and purchase the I can't remember the name of the different stations, but there was like 6 or 7 different stations that played the music, and you could go in and purchase these CDs and just listen to the music like in your own car and stuff. But yeah, Vice City is definitely my favorite there. Andy H in the comments, Vice City was where it's at. Yeah,
well, this new GTA is back in Vice City, so we're back in the Miami, Florida setting, which I love. So I'm looking forward to that. It looked very Bonnie and Clyde as well, with the whole, it's like a couple, like a female and a male character protagonist. So I think it's going to be like a back and forth of like a Bonnie and Clyde kind of thing.
I'm tempted. I'm not going to lie. I am tempted. So yeah, I'm
that to me, and I'm sure it was to you, was kind of small fry news this week, because we got an announcement of a Blade video game set in Paris. This
looks interesting. The only thing I'm worried about is I'm hoping the studio that's got it does it justice.
Hopefully.
That's all I'm worried about. The trailer looks very cool. It's Blade, like you say, it's set in Paris. It's got a lot of potential, but as we know with video games, you get games like Spider-Man, who's done by Insomniac. Insomniac, is it?
Yeah, Insomniac.
Yeah. And you know, the gameplay of them, the controls, all that kind of stuff, like very familiar, and everyone kind of gets on board with it. And then you get a game that's from a different studio that is not as well received because of the controls. I'm thinking like the Deadpool game when that came out. Like it's a good game. Like, you know, it's very Deadpool. It's very sort of Deadpool comic book, but it never kind of reached the heights of like the Spider-Man games and stuff like that because it was harder to play.
That Deadpool game though is easily one of my favorite of all time games. That was so fun to play. That was just stupidly over the top action, wasn't it?
Brilliant, and so many little Easter eggs and cameos and all the rest of it. But yeah, I'm just hoping that I'm hoping that the studio does it justice, which I'm sure they will.
Yeah, Blade. You're right, Stephen. Yeah, Blade has got Bethesda behind it as well. Bethesda obviously big at making open world games like your Skyrims and your Fallouts and things like that. As the Softworks, so hopefully, they should do it justice at Bethesda. But to me, it was more the fact that it wasn't set in America; it was set in Europe. Which to me, there's a bunch of comics where I think they're going with this, which is Morbius and Dracula. Because if he's in Europe and he's on the trail of Dracula, then there's a whole comic book where it's set in the catacombs, where like Morbius has the Night Stalkers underground. There's that whole storyline. But then they moved from there with the Avengers were involved with it as well, and they did like a whole vampire army thing. And there's some really cool characters like Baby Man Thing, and like it was Man Thing Junior, I think they called it. It was like a cut off of Man Thing that became its own little thing. But there's so many cool characters involved in that, and I hope they involve like Elsa Bloodstone, Werewolf by Night. I'm hoping some other cameo characters are in there with Blade.
They should do. They should do. Gotta give a little shout out. Look, Ryan's in the chat as well. Hello, Ryan. Deadpool was a good hack and slash. Yes, it was indeed. I've still got it. Still got it on my
don't ever get rid of it. You can't buy it anymore. It got discontinued. You can't get that game anymore.
Well, that's staying in my. I'm not taking that to CEX.
A bit like Batman Arkham Origins. If you haven't got a CD copy of that now, you're scuppered because they're never going to re-release it.
What happened with that one?
So the Origins one, it was one that was set on Christmas Eve, and it was like the Batman game that nobody really played. It wasn't really everyone's favorite, and so they don't include it as a part of the Arkham trilogy, which keeps getting re-released. So it's the 4th game in the series that no one talks about, but it's set on Christmas Eve, which it makes it like a yearly playthrough for me. Like this time of year, I'll bust that one out.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, no, I'm really excited about Blade. And if you haven't seen the trailer, it's all over social media. It's on YouTube, on Instagram. Marvel pushing it out. Most content creators are pushing it out just because it's very exciting. I don't think we've had a Blade game. I'm trying to think. I don't think we've actually had
one years ago when it was the movie game. But I'm talking
that doesn't count. That doesn't count. We can't count a movie game.
No, there's been no official Blade game like that. But he has featured in like obviously like Midnight Suns. He featured in what was that other one called? Marvel Universe something. The one that had like 2 games.
Yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, the one like a top down. He played with 4 characters at a time. He was in that.
Yep.
But yeah, he's never had an official his own kind of game, like story mode game.
Yeah, no, this is cool. This is a good move. And of course, it comes ahead of Marvel Studios' Blade movie being released. So they're obviously pushing the character. I don't think they need to push it. I think he's, pretty well recognized. Ultimate Alliance. Thank you, Triple G Comic. There we go. Ultimate Alliance. I was trying to think of the name. I was trying
Such cool.
All that's coming to my head was that Contest of Champions one. But yeah,
Ash occasionally sounds like you are broadcasting from the ISS. What do you mean?
He's on his new wireless headset. Cool. Okay, but that wasn't the only game, was it? That wasn't the only game that we got to see. I think the best one we're saving to last.
Jurassic Park Survival.
Yes.
That looks amazing. I did a reaction to it just because I was so hyped by this game. I like all the little Easter eggs. It looks so it's taking place just after they've escaped the island.
Yeah. So it's right back to that original film, which I think is a brilliant move. I'm so pleased that it's Jurassic Park and not Jurassic World.
And it was the fact that they had all the little Easter eggs. So like, there's a bit where she falls and she lands on the the dinosaur banner, which obviously fell down when the T-Rex roared at the very end of the film. That falls down and stuff. Then there was all there was a ladle on the floor that obviously they used to bang to get the Velociraptors. And at the end of the trailer, it even shows you it zooms in on the freezer door and you hear the Velociraptor inside, like trying to get out.
What I thought was really clever about that trailer as well is it gave us a lot of similarities with the movie. So things like the T-Rex footprint with the kitchen scene, all that kind of stuff. But obviously they switched it out for Dilophosaurus as opposed to Velociraptor. So there was a lot of kind of familiarity, but they weren't just giving us we're going to put this character in exactly the same situation and let you play it. Like it looks like there's difference. And even the trailer, like you say, hinted at the fact that the Velociraptor, we know the Velociraptor's in that cold storage. Like we know he's in there. So it's at some point you're going to probably have to open that door, or someone's going to open that door or something.
Well, like Ryan just said in the chat, there's a whole thing of there's a lot of dead bodies lying around there, and I think she's going to uncover them bit by bit. Like obviously if that Dilophosaurus is kicking about, that's the one that escaped with what's he called? Dennis Nedry was about. So I mean, is she going to find the Jeep and then find the remains of him in there, or
the little canister?
Yeah, the little canister.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be a really cool bit of story that she recovers that, or she sells it to InGen, or there could be like a cool little nod to those movies and moving it into Jurassic World kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, I think there's more to her story. I think she's going to be. I've got a feeling personally. So I was looking it up, and I remember from reading the book and stuff. I've got a feeling she might be a veterinarian, because she would be in a different area of Jurassic Park to where the rest of them were. If, like, I'm proper geeking out of this game. I've been looking at like the Jurassic Park like mock-up maps that they made and stuff for like the collector's edition, and she would have been in a completely separate area of Jurassic Park that we haven't seen in the movies to where they all were.
Yeah.
So I think that's what, because it would make sense as well. Like, she didn't want to leave the baby dinosaurs behind during the storm, and you know what I mean.
She
So
did
she kind of
say,
thought
didn't
she'll
she?
bunker
She
down.
said that I've been left behind. Like, that was the thing that she kind of puts out over the radio, that, you know, I've been left behind and all the rest of it. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where it goes. And I think what's really interesting when they do this is that Jurassic Park is obviously the beginning of the trilogy. You got Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3, and then you had the trilogy of Jurassic World, and they're going right back and putting a new story right there at the beginning. So there are so many, like you said about the InGen stuff, there are so many opportunities for them to kind of link stories that we know happen later on to the earlier films, and kind of cross off any kind of unanswered questions or anything like that. So I think it's brilliant. I think it's really brilliant, and the fact that it's a survivor game as well just makes it all much better. Because I was watching the kind of the cinematic trailer, and I was thinking, oh, this would be really cool, like, to play it as we're seeing it. And then you see kind of 10 seconds of the survival element of it with the hands and the feet and stuff. And I was just like, nah, actually, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. That is a game. It is going to be a game to play on the big screen in the dark with the surround sound on, because yeah, I think the sounds and that is going to make it so atmospheric.
But as well, I've got to say this, with that trailer and with the trailer for Blade, how long until studios realize that we would genuinely sit through those as films? If they made a film that looked like that cinematic trailer, you made a CGI movie that looked like that, I would sit through it, no questions.
Oh, I know.
Same with the Blade one; it looked gorgeous. I would sit through that as a film. When do they realize that not everything has to be live action? Animation is still a thing, and they could make really good Jurassic movies, Blade movies, things like that, as a CGI cartoon rather than live action. Some things don't translate to live action.
No.
I think Blade would render itself very well to that kind of a CGI, realistic looking cartoon.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of Jurassic Park animation, we will get onto that later, because there was a little bit of a reveal for that as well.
We can jump straight into that because Jurassic Park Chaos Theory.
Yeah,
the next part of the Jurassic World, I forgot the name of the program. Camp Cretaceous, isn't it? It's the sequel to that.
It's obviously, we didn't know that it was necessarily directly linked right until the end of the trailer. What was his name? I completely forget his name.
I can never remember his name.
Someone in the chat, tell us the name of the kid. Who's the main kid? What's his name?
He looks older in this one.
Yeah, much older, like a lot older. Like, I think what's quite exciting about it is that Darius. Thank you, Ryan. But yeah, so we in Camp Cretaceous, we follow the story of the kids, and they kind of grow up, because on what's his name, Kenzie, he starts getting facial hair, doesn't he, and stuff, like towards the end of it and stuff. And if you go back and watch the first series, they do look really kind of fresh faced. But when the series wraps up, there is a huge jump between how he looks. Like, we're looking at a couple of years easy. But yeah, it's exciting. I think that what they might be doing with it, I have no idea. I didn't even know it was coming, to be fair.
Yeah, and with it being Chaos Theory, I'm wondering whether this is going to feature around, Dr. Ian Malcolm, and in the third Jurassic World film, when he's got his own thing going on, his own scientific thing going on. I wonder if it's going to be linked into all that kind of stuff, and whether it's going to have he's going to be with Dr. Ian Malcolm, maybe, because they've called it Chaos Theory for a reason, and that is straight up Dr. Ian Malcolm, isn't it?
Chaos Theory. It is one of those those words, isn't it? Like, even though chaos theory kind of falls into a whole bunch of other things and a whole thing on itself, and like, when people say chaos theory, a lot of people jump to Jurassic Park because that's where, you know, it kind of became general kind of language, I suppose, or like more people kind of knew about it in that respect. So yeah, to call it chaos theory to me says there's definitely a link to Ian Malcolm and Jeff Goldblum as well. He's the kind of guy that I can imagine he would do some voice work for it, or to kind of buy into the story. And you know, he did Jurassic Park 2, for God's sake. Like, he'd be down for doing this. Like,
oh, it's Netflix. I mean, it won't be, it's DreamWorks. So, I mean, it won't be cheap either. I mean, he'll get a good payday from it.
yeah.
So I mean, it's easy work. It'll be easy work for Jeff Goldblum to come and record a few lines on a voice thing.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I'm really excited for it. I am really excited for it. It's one of them series as well that I sat down and watched with my kids, like me and my boys. Like, even though their ages are very different, like, we were able to sit down and watch that, and all three of us were able to kind of enjoy it on a different level. Like, for my youngest, it was very much more his kind of introduction into Jurassic Park. My eldest a little bit further along, and then obviously for me, going right back to Jurassic Park 1. So yeah, I'm really excited that they're carrying it on. I was really disappointed when Camp Cretaceous was kind of coming to an end, even though it kind of needed to. You know, that towards the end it got a bit sketchy, didn't it? With like different worlds and robots and stuff like that. Let's be honest, they were pushing that boat far. Like, it was getting out there. But yeah. Do you think any of the other characters will make an appearance?
I imagine this is going to be like what Clone Wars is to Rebels. You know what I mean? I imagine it's that kind of a thing. It's all linked to the Jurassic world. So anyone could pop up, to be honest.
Yeah. I really hope we do get them, because they all became quite significant characters in their own right, didn't they? Like, it wasn't like, I know obviously Darius was like the main character and the kind of story followed him from the beginning, but they all had their own like investment in the show and in the story. And I think that Chaos Theory, for example, if any one of those characters got out of the car, I would be equally excited. Like, I don't think there isn't any one of them that, if they were the character that got out of the car, I would have kind of gone, oh, they should have done it as so and so or whatever. Like, I think it's going to be good. I really do. And it just means they can run, because Camp Cretaceous ran for what, 5 series?
Yeah.
It was 5. So another 5 series easy off the back of this one.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. What else did we get? Let's go.
Doctor Who the Giggle this week.
Oh, I've loved this 60th anniversary of Doctor Who. I've actually really loved, and I'm not going to lie, I'll be up front. When they announced that David Tennant was coming back, I was kind of like, are they grasping a little bit now? Because, you know, we've not had that before. We've not had a Doctor kind of regenerate and come back and all that kind of stuff. But all 3 of the episodes I've really, really enjoyed, and kind of forgot that we had him before, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so basically these 3 episodes, I think, have been setting up the future seasons and the future, because like in every episode there's been something of an Easter eggy bit for future storylines. You know what I mean? Like in the second episode with the big monsters in space, he had that moment, didn't he, at the end where he went, "Hang on, I've just put." He said the whole thing about you can't cross salt without counting it. Like an oldie kind of like way of warding off monsters.
Yeah.
And he sort of said afterwards, then he's like, "I've just put that out into the end of the universe, and that could come back to bite us," kind of thing. I think that will come back round at some point.
Yeah.
And like in this episode, obviously we had the toy maker played by Neil Patrick Harris, which was a callback to the very first ever Doctor Who as well. The toy maker has been around before.
They showed, didn't they? They flashed in on the different episodes that he'd been in and stuff. I just thought that that second episode, what was it? The Blue Yonder, the Great Yonder or something. That just had Thing vibes for me, like the whole way through. Like, it was very like Thing-esque, like with the way that they were moving and stuff. But it was creepy as well, and it kind of it went back to what Doctor Who. What grasped me about Doctor Who when I was younger was that it creeped me out. Like, there were episodes where you would start an episode and you didn't know whether it was going to be like a sci-fi kind of roller coaster of like spaceships and whatnot, or whether it was going to be something very creepy. And I feel that they lost that in the last couple of years, like the last couple of seasons, like from sort of Peter Capaldi like onwards, that I don't know, I didn't buy into it. I didn't have that same emotional connection to it after Matt Smith left. But this pulled me straight back in.
And of course, in this episode, we had Neil Patrick Harris playing the toy maker, and he had the tooth, which had the master in it. He played the master at a game, and the master lost, and so he had him as a tooth, which got knocked out at the end. And a female hand came in and picked it up, but we don't quite know who.
There's no indication to who was there. John Barrowman as well has said, because who played Captain Jack in Torchwood, has said about how much he loves Doctor Who, and that he would, without a drop of a hat, if they asked him to come back, he would come back without question.
I think that was a cheeky little nod. I don't think that was, come on, that was too coincidental. He's too much of a tongue-in-cheek kind of cheeky guy to not do something like that. I think they've already made plans for him to return.
Yeah, I think so as well.
After seeing this week's episode, there is definitely going to be a new spin-off series. I think the series will continue on with the new guy playing the Doctor, and the Doctor's adventures will continue as always. But I definitely think they're going to do something with David Tennant. The characters like John Barrowman, Rose, Catherine Tate, and they'll bring back others from over the years, go back in time, grab different people. And it's a good way of just having spin-offs of episodes of like another continuation of the Doctor on a different thing. And with it being Tennant is a fan favorite, and the Americans love Tennant as well. I know that was the high point when Tennant and Matt Smith were in it. They were very liked in America. So I've got a feeling this is Disney Plus's way of saying, we'll keep this Doctor and we'll keep him for you nice and nice. BBC, you can continue on with what you're doing. But I think this was definitely Disney saying, we'll have that one.
So let's talk about...
I could definitely see a BBC Doctor Who on Disney Plus now as like an ongoing series.
Yeah. So let's talk about now I'm not going to attempt to say his name and butcher it, because I'm not going to do that. But the new Doctor, I already love, already absolutely love him. Like the fact that he was running around in just shirt and trousers and trainers, but there was just something really cool about him, and I think that it's going to set up for a good run. I really do. I think this was a really good way of introducing him, but I'm not sure about the whole bi generation thing. I don't know if I like it. It's like 60 years and you're doing something different. I know they've spoken about it before. Like it has been something that's kind of been mentioned, but it's I don't know.
You've got to remember, on some far distant off planet, isn't there still a version of him with Rose somewhere in some distant? Because the hand regenerated into the David Tennant at one point. He regenerated him to himself, didn't he? There were two of him, and he left one of him with one heart on a different planet. So there's that other Doctor kicking about somewhere without a TARDIS.
Yeah,
but I like the fact that this one, when he did the bioregeneration, the TARDIS also went with it. So like he's got his own TARDIS, so he's not stranded. He can go places.
Yeah, that was the bit, like the bi-generation thing. Is that what they called it?
Bi-regeneration,
Bi-regeneration, yeah. Like, I was kind of on board with that, but then when he kind of just took a big mallet and knocked out another TARDIS, I was like, oh, mate, like, no, you are basically just setting up. We are going to do a spin-off. We are opening up the door for spin-offs. But I just felt bad for the new Doctor as well, because it kind of... He looks very cool. He looks very promising. It looks like it's going to be a very good series. I'm 100% tuning in on Christmas Day to watch the new episode. I think he's got a very likable kind of approach. His delivery style, is what you need from a good Doctor. A good new Doctor is you need to have a lot of familiarity from what you've already had, but enough uniqueness to make it your own, if that makes sense, to make it something new. And I think he has that. I think that's definitely there. And I just felt bad, because I just thought, you find like you're this new Doctor and you've come in at the point where they go, yeah, you're the new Doctor, but we're also keeping the old Doctor warm, like he's just there. But yeah, either way, it looks very cool. It looks very cool.
To be fair, we're all just clutching at straws at the moment. We don't know what's going to happen throughout this next series. There might be this whole thing of we need to come back together. You know, maybe they've got one heart each now, and they'll find out later on, because he's got two hearts, the Doctor. Maybe they'll do this thing of they've only got one heart each, and he's slowly dying, so he needs to morph back into one Doctor to bring himself back together again. We don't know what's going to happen. So I mean, it could just be a cool way of just keeping Tennant around for the other things like comics, merchandising.
Yeah, I think as well that there was a massive payoff to the fact that where Tate said to him that, you know, you need to slow down, you need to kind of have some friends, all that kind of stuff. And kind of, we've never seen the Doctor have that kind of happy ending as such. It's always been he dies, he regenerates, he moves on, and there's a new adventure and that kind of stuff. Like, so we've never really had, from what I can remember, we've never really had that kind of, here he is just kind of stopping and just having a happy ending. Like,
yeah, I also think it's another way that BBC are sort of going, you've got the old Doctors right up until the regeneration with Eccleston, and then you've got the modern Doctors with Eccleston through to I forgot her name, the lady, and then they can kind of go, look, this guy onwards is now the future of Doctor Who, and they can kind of segment it into 3.
this is the Disney Who.
Well, yeah, Disney have pumped a lot of money into this to have the rights for America. We're obviously still going to be on BBC in England, but yeah, BBC have paid a lot of money.
Jodie, thank you very much.
Jodie Whittaker, has it. But yeah, I think this is their way of distinguishing, because if you look on BBC now, when you play the new episodes, it says 2023 onwards, whereas before it said like, 2010 to 2013. So I think this is their way of saying this is the next generation of Doctor Who now.
Yep. Yeah, I get on board with that. I can get on board with that. There's a little bit of lag going on here, but we'll
yeah,
sort
a little
it.
bit, I think.
But yeah, no, I agree. I do agree. I completely agree. Cool. What else do we have? Let's move.
So let's jump into some toy news. And before we jump in, I've got a. This is something new for us. I've got a little video to show you. How about that?
Amazing.
Is this lag buggered off yet? Are you all right? You there?
I'm there. I'm here.
There we go. Yeah, we're all right. Cool. So we sort of saw pictures of this a little while ago, but here it is, guys. This is NECA Studios Monsterizer.
Uh-oh, our dear monster friends are out of power. Fear not, the NECA Monsterizer is here. Roll the wheel to extend the platform, buckle up your monster and roll it back in. Close the hatch and turn off the switch and watch your monsters power up with real looking lights. Now, then, down and ice again. It's the only NECA Monsterizer with 3 moving parts and 4 different light-up options. Monsters of Sympathy, new from NECA.
That's very cool.
I love the trailer, man. That trailer's just nice. I'm looking forward to that.
Cool. That is very cool indeed. That is very, very cool.
That is playing into some proper old school nostalgia in it.
Yeah.
Put your monster in the Monsterizer.
Yeah, I like the fact that they've called it a Monsterizer. That in itself is brilliant. Like, that is.
So yeah, I was really excited about that. That is definitely an instant buy from me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. 100%.
Right, let's move on. We've got some other stuff. We've got Godzilla Kong, the New Empire. We've got a new motorized Godzilla from Doctor Who that's been shown off. So this is going to be a motorized version of Godzilla and King Kong.
From Doctor Who? Whoa. Hang on, what?
Sorry, Godzilla and King Kong. My God, my brain. Godzilla and King Kong.
I was like, what? Is that the content creator that showed the pictures? Is that like what? Yeah.
Don't get me started on people that have been talking crap about Godzilla and his pink flames.
Can we just address this quickly, right? Why is everyone going so like crazy over pink flames?
Because it's Godzilla going woke now, because it's pink and it's all, giving into,
Are people not aware of the spectrum?
No.
Like the color spectrum and everything? Like if you look at the like where blue is on the spectrum, pink is much higher up in the spectrum for power. So all this said to me is that he's a much higher powered version of Godzilla than we've seen.
If you've watched anime in the last 20 years, you know that Godzilla right now is going Super Saiyan. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Like literally, what's the name of the power that he uses? I've gone blank.
I've got no idea. Sorry, I'm in my head now. I'm just picturing Godzilla going.
Like, yeah. what is the name of the power that he has? I can't remember. The
Yeah, it's
what's
just
it blast? Somebody help me out here.
yeah.
It's
All the
gonna really
saying is
annoy-
that this version of Godzilla is much powerful than that version we've had before.
yeah.
That's basically it. That's all they're saying. But yeah,
But if
people
you
have been going nuts about it, haven't they?
if you literally Google, I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember. Atomic breath. That's it. The gamma radiation. If you look at thank you, Andy H. If you have a look at the spectrum, like pink is higher up on the spectrum. Like it's a higher color than blue. Blue is very, very midway on the spectrum, and pink is higher up. Like that's all it is. It's like they could have gone for other colors between blue and pink, but I think it looks cool. Like I mean, we like blue and pink here at Geek Week. It's kind of our branding, but yeah, I have no problem with him being pink. I had more issue with him and Godzilla, him and King Kong, like running along like two buddies, like two best friends. Did it? Like it was kind of like that annoyed me more than a pink Godzilla. Like but yeah, the trailer looks very cool.
Oh,
The
why do I
trailer
need?
looks very cool.
Why do I need to get that clip now and have that song going? Let me tell you about my best friend.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I mean, the trailer looks cool. They're kind of milking this now, aren't they? There's a
Oh,
whole bunch of other King Kongs that have like the thing that I always that I find hard to believe with like the Titan Monarch kind of esque story is how these huge things are here and like they're still discovering new ones. Like they are massive, like and they're still discovering new ones. Like I kind of, get behind the fact that Godzilla, because obviously when he first kind of came around and then he disappears in the sea, like that's fine because the sea is big, it's deep, it's whatever. King Kong kind of being on an island that no one's kind of discovered or whatever, like that all makes sense. But now there's a whole bunch of other King Kongs that no one's ever seen before. Like I don't know.
it's because they're in the upside down of our world. They're in the core of the universe.
I know. I get it. It's very Pacific Rim. Like,
it's very kaiju. It's very Japanese. That's the whole point. It's that's why some things don't translate well. I mean, it makes sense in the whole Japanese culture and their sort of like mythology stories. That's all kaiju is. But over in the UK, it doesn't translate as well. But we'll see where it goes.
I love a monster film. I love a big monster film. Like if it's it's another reason why I love Pacific Rim because just give me a big mech suit, give me a big monster, whatever. Like I enjoy those films. They're popcorn movies for me. And
smashy monster fun.
Yeah, smashy monster fun. But I have no issue with them. I'll go along. I'll absolutely love it, and that's it. Like happy days. Stephen Butler said about Godzilla -1 as well. That's obviously out. That looks incredible, and people have been saying this is the definitive Godzilla film. Like this is the best Godzilla film ever. How they're going to beat that 1990 version, I don't know. It's like the Matthew Broderick version. I'm not quite sure. That's definitely up there. But yeah, -1 is supposedly the definitive Godzilla film.
Yeah, don't go back and watch the Matthew Broderick one now because it has not aged well.
I'm still annoyed because of all them like baby Godzillas at the end and the unhatched eggs, and I was like, oh, cool. But you know what though? As far as movies go, the trailer for that, the teaser trailer for that, is still one of the most memorable teaser trailers in my mind. I remember seeing it at the cinema, and it was the one that just after like Jurassic Park was kind of on hype, and there was a tour of kids at the museum and the T-Rex, and they were talking about the T-Rex, and then the foot just comes through the ceiling and crushes the skeleton. And that to me is still one of the best trailers I've ever seen because of everything else that was going on. It's one of them ones that's just kind of in my head, like on loop. And if I'm not concentrating too much, I'll watch that trailer in my head. Like, it's kind of like, man, stop watching that trailer. But it was a very good one. It's just, and Andy H there with the come on, like P. Diddy's Come With Me. That was the song. I still listen to that song maybe at least twice a year. Like it ends up on a playlist and I watch it. It's like that guitar riff, that Come with me.
It was the fact that they all chewed on. All of them had a piece of chewing gum. He had the chewing gum round. It makes us look more American.
Yeah.
It just hasn't translated. It just hasn't like aged well
No.
at all.
No. I'm gonna watch it now. I haven't watched it for about 10-15 years. I'm gonna watch it. But no, I'm excited for Godzilla -1. I really am. We're getting lots of Godzilla at the moment, which is very cool. Very, very cool.
Matthew Broderick in that movie, straight off back of doing Simba. Anyway, it would have more or less. It would have been more or less straight off the back of doing Simba, I think, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would have been around that time. Shelley said in the comments as well, loved watching the Japanese Godzilla movies late at night when I was a kid, back when there were only 4 channels. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of them. Being from Southeast London, there was a guy on the market that sold them all on VHS, clearly direct from, Japan. But yeah, so I had a whole video collection of these original Japanese Godzillas, and couldn't understand a word that anyone was saying, but absolutely loved them. Such good films.
Darkwing Duck, we finally got the box and everything. It's coming very soon now. The Darkwing Duck 2-pack from Diamond Select.
Yeah.
Now, one thing to know about this one. Sorry?
Good old Diamond Select.
Yeah, one thing to know about this one. Obviously, a lot of people are on about the fact that there's more or less zero articulation with these figures, which is about right. You can move their arms up and down, but that's about it. But it does come with multiple heads and different accessories, and they've kind of made up for it in other ways. But what else are you going to do with a Darkwing Duck? How much posing do you want to get out of it?
What I've said, though, and in defense of Diamond Select, is I think you need to kind of step back and look at these. Now, if these had articulated knees, articulated elbows, more articulation, like as in like waist swivel, shoulder swivel, all that kind of stuff, the overall look and the aesthetic of the figure would not look like the Darkwing Duck that we know and love from the TV show. And that, like, whereas sacrificing articulation and having more of a slightly articulated statue gives you a Darkwing Duck that looks like Darkwing Duck. Like, put all the articulation in it, you're not going to have. It's not going to look the same. It isn't going to look the same. So I think it's brilliant. I think it's a good move.
Yeah, so there's plenty coming with this. They've already announced that you can see there's a third figure there on the side there.
Yeah.
So they've got more things coming for Darkwing Duck. He's got multiple heads, hands. So I mean, there's plenty going on with it.
The cape is the bit for me, like the swap out cape.
But I'm definitely grabbing one. I'll definitely get a Darkwing Duck for the show.
Oh yeah, 100% need one of those in my collection. And it also looks like it would kind of fit in with a lot of the figures in a similar style.
Yeah, 100%. Right, next up as well. Do you remember a little while ago we had a look at those fancy dinosaurs that had like multiple hands, accessories, and there was some questionable posing going on in the pictures, if you remember rightly.
Yeah. They were good fun.
Well, they're back. It's, I can never say this right. Is it Axie Toys? I think that's how they say it.
Yeah,
it's their dinosaur battlefield, and this is the Kratoris tribe. I'm rubbish with names, but yeah, it looks cool. We're getting some more of these nice fancy artwork shots. These must be coming along pretty soon now.
The problem I have with these is I'm just back in kind of 8-year-old me in East Street Market, Southeast London. Like, these to me look like figures that I got on the market when I couldn't afford real figures. You know what I mean? Like obviously these look super articulated. They look very high end, but the kind of design of them looks like something that you would find in like the discount shops. Do you know what I mean? Like the dinosaurs. Yeah. Like back in the day, it was like the He-Man mold with a dinosaur head. I had tons of them, tons and tons of them, and they were like all the different dinosaur heads on basically that generic kind of He-Man mold that just got ripped off for wrestling figures, for like everything going, and then loads of kind of accessories thrown in. So it was basically just like He-Man figures with dinosaur heads, and then loads of swords and stuff like that. So I absolutely love these, but then I'm kind of looking at them and going, I don't know, like. I don't know.
See, I was like that for a while, and then I started getting a lot of third-party stuff this last year or so. Like I got the I got the werewolf action figure after watching Dave Display's video on him. I kind of picked him up. I got the loose collector stuff this year, which is all third party. You know what I mean? Like I've started getting some of the other random sort of like figure obscuras that they're kind of a small company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've started picking up these smaller companies' figures, and you know what? Some of them are like really good. Like the Dr. Jekyll figure is one of my favorites in my collection now.
That's a chunky figure as well.
So I mean, I'm gonna give these a go. When they come onto the market, we'll see where they land, and we'll see if we can get hold of them here in the UK.
Yeah. Oh, I'll definitely pick up a couple because they do look good.
Yeah. Speaking of annoying things that we can't get in the UK, stupid Monkey Emporium.
I just need to throw up a comment here from Stephen, because Stephen's from back in like my neck of the woods. I love that you call it East Lane Market and I call it East Street Market. Like there was two names for it. Like we are talking about the same place here. But the fact that he knows exactly what I was talking about just solidifies my kind of gripe with it. Like it was just like, I swear, like in that market they had like a different head on that He-Man figure and a different box. Like my whole toy box was just like that mold of body. It's why I love He-Man so much.
But yeah, Monkey Emporium, they're another third-party company, but they give everything to Big Bad Toy Store, which irritates me, and then we can't get them here in the UK. We can, but you have to go through Big Bad Toy Store.
They look so good. It's that white Santa with the frost giant, like frost
giant head in it, more or less.
Oh, it's just, and the little elf as well, the blue elf.
Yep. Did you see that they've finally scaled them now as well? Did you see the scale picture?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Right, we'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, we've got the Sergeant Santa again. If you've got a G.I. Joe collection, you know you want Sergeant Santa.
It's going in there.
Awesome.
That is going in there. It's the camo face without the hat though. That's the one that gets me. That just looks like a cool character. Like,
yep.
Like this naughty or nice like line is fantastic.
I know, and I really want them. I looked up buying a book, buying up all the ones they've got so far in stock, and it was gonna set me back like just short of 300 quid to have them shipped over, and I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
But the shipping was 300 quid.
No. The figures and the shipping were 300 quid all in for like the full set. It's like 2 waves worth.
Right.
But it equates to like what, 8 figures, 9 figures?
Let's talk.
But yeah, there's a way of doing it. I think we just got to like say club together maybe. But yeah, Sergeant Santa has been announced. We've got a Wizard Santa.
This just looks like a really bad Comic-Con costume. You know what I mean? It looks like that guy that's turned up to Comic-Con but couldn't get an outfit, so just grabbed a bathrobe. Like.
The annoying thing is, right, even if, like, because, like, characters like this version, I'm not bothered for, but I would want it for that book that's in the background there, that present, the naughty nice list, the staff is pretty cool. You know what I mean? There's, like, bits that you could nick from him. So I would have to get the whole wave, and then just for all the accessories and stuff. And then you got this guy, which is a blatant straight rip-off of the Legions one.
Yeah. But this is obviously based more on the kind of the original
traditional Santa.
Traditional Santa. Let's go throw this up. Stephen Butler is Poundland Gandalf. This is the one though. Winter is here. This is just a rip-off of Game of Thrones. Let's be totally honest. But there is something very, very cool about an all-white Santa. Like it's just very. Although, like I think, to be honest, you would display him with the alternate blue hands and blue head, wouldn't you? Like,
100%.
But it's just that's a very cool Santa.
Then we got Francis the Frost Elf.
Yeah, he's cool.
Krampus the Red.
Yeah, that's very cool. Let's be honest.
Accessory set.
That's a cool head. That is a cool head. And a bell.
I like the little pipe as well.
Let's not let's not undercut the bell. That's a good Santa accessory.
The hat set. Santa hat.
You know that
you can put them on any figure you want. The 6-inch scale. So the Marvel Legends and stuff. That's a cool way of doing it.
Like that's something. It's one of them kind of. accessories that, especially this time of year, so many action figure collectors are trying to track down, like a good scaled Father Christmas hat.
Then we got Comet.
Now, I found this really interesting that it's Comet, because that says to me that they're then gonna.
Oh, wait for it. Wait for it. Dasher.
Have they done all of them?
They've done a couple. So we've
Okay.
got Comet and Dasher, and then Prancer,
Yeah.
and then the reindeer head pack. So
Okay.
basically, you can buy, if you buy 2 of each, you'll basically get the whole set, and you can change the head out to get the alternate head.
Yeah.
So there's a Rudolph, a Cupid, a Vixen, a Blitzen, and a Dancer.
Rudolph looks really stupid.
He does with the red nose. He looks. A bit
Like, I've never really considered how stupid he looks.
But is it as stupid as Rotten Hoof, the undead reindeer? The reindeer your mama never told you about, Rotten Hoof.
The one they left out of the song.
Although putting that with Krampus,
I think that's the idea, isn't it?
probably. And then reindeer saddle and reins as an accessory set. Should come with the reindeer, really. But anyway. Then we've got Gorgon the Goat Demon.
That's very cool.
Again, if you got 2 of them though and put that with Thor,
Yeah, that'd work.
I mean, that could be cool, couldn't it? And then another reindeer pack. And then the traditional pocket collection. So this is the 1/18th scale, 4-inch retro styled Santa Claus. So they're milking it now for the 3-inch collectors as well now, or 4-inch.
Yeah. I just can't believe
there's
that's the best Krampus. That's the one that they did in series 2, isn't it? Is it series 2 or
series 2?
Zombie Santa. But I just can't believe there's such a huge market for Santa figures.
Jolly Santa, or as I prefer to call it, Bob Hoskins Santa from Hook.
That is Smee.
Isn't it? Look at that one though. Look at that hat. I love that.
That's very cool.
Sergeant Santa. And then the final one, Storytime Santa. Oh, I kind of like that one though.
Yeah, that's quite cute. Yeah.
So yeah, then they haven't got the scale picture on this set. Damn you.
No.
But basically, they were saying that if you got the big Santa at 6-inch and then bought the elves at the 4-inch scale, they would look better because like the 6-inch elves are a bit too big apparently.
Okay.
So people saying if you bought the new 4-inch version of them, it would look better. Someone posted up like a picture.
Kind of makes sense.
But yeah, would you believe there's that much Santa figures in the world?
Yeah, no, that is mental. I'm just gonna look something up.
You're looking at the prices of Big Bad Toy Store now, aren't you?
I'm just having a little look.
If we do go in though, please let me know because I would love to go in with you on them because there's a couple there that I'd like, but also there's the Monster Squad figures that they do. So if you haven't seen them as well, have a look at them because they look awesome as well.
Oh, the Monster Squad are pretty cool as well.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd definitely go in with you and get a bunch.
Yeah,
we're just shopping for ourselves now at this point. We're just ignoring the podcast.
No, I'm just having a look how easy it is to, because it is different.
Thing is with Diamond Select, they're not Diamond Select. Thing is with Big Bad Toy Store, they're a bit annoying because they don't really fill out the paperwork properly. You always end up with import charges, and they don't really help us out with that.
While we're talking about import charges and all the rest of it, have you heard the news about Valiverse and Action Force?
No.
Oh, okay. Tune in, children. Let me tell you a story. No, so the guys over at Valiverse, obviously the ones that do Action Force figures, not readily available here in the UK. You can get them kind of. Some of the people do the retailers do kind of do import versions and stuff like that. But yeah, the Valiverse basically did an Instagram video, and they didn't really hold back. I'm going to be honest. Kapow Toys was in talks with them about being the official UK supplier. And the guys at Valiverse said that they signed that they'd kind of gone through the negotiations and they had done the allocation amount and the allocation, the pricing, or they're kind of done all of the steps that go with obviously becoming a retailer for a new figure. And then when they were sent their bill for their allocation, they pulled out at the last minute, which is kind of really bad. So the guys at Valaverse are obviously fuming, like, let's be honest, like, because they've got a whole shipment of figures that were supposed to go out to the UK via Kapow that now they're not. Now, obviously, I'm not taking sides. I don't know Kapow's side of it. There might be more to it than that. But where Valaverse were saying that obviously Action Force were coming to the UK via Kapow, they're now not. So they did say in the video that they are reaching out to a whole bunch of other UK retailers trying to kind of negotiate a deal, because they've essentially got this palette of figures that are set to ship out to the UK that haven't got a retailer to go to. So yeah, I just found it really interesting that, you know, we kind of came close to getting them here in the UK, and now we're not.
I'm telling you now, props and replicas. You watch this space. They're the king of imports right now. They have you seen what they've put up recently? They even got the Fwoosh figures in from the YouTuber Fwoosh. They even got his figures in recently, and they've obviously been getting a lot more of the loose collector stuff in, like Critters on their site right now.
Yeah,
and they've just been stocking all the import stuff this year, all the good imports, like those dinosaur figures. They're getting them.
Oh wow.
So I mean, yeah.
In all fairness, in the comments of this video, a lot of people were kind of recommending props and replicas, Star Action figures, in-demand toys, comics and cocktails, like all your regular kind of big UK kind of independents. People were putting them down. So, and they did say in the video that they were reaching out to as many of them as possible to kind of see if anyone could pick it up. But yeah, I just found it really interesting, because it's not very often that you kind of that you know, they were respectful in the video. They weren't kind of disrespectful, but they just said the facts. They were very transparent, and that, you know, this is where we're at with it, and this is where we got to it, and this is now what's happening. So yeah, they were just very transparent, but it's not very often that you kind of hear it firsthand like that. So it was quite interesting. So yeah, go over and have a look at the videos. The videos up there.
Yeah, as well, I will say, as much as people hate using Amazon, keep your eye on Amazon. Because occasionally they will drop into stock with people randomly, and you'll drop on a deal. Like right now, there's a bunch that are at 76, but then randomly a bunch have dropped to 36, which it's an import figure. They're hard to get hold of. I'd probably pay it, to be honest, if it was a figure I was interested in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you do occasionally get them dropping in at good prices or reasonable-ish prices, especially for hard to get figures. That's how I got a bunch of my harder to get stuff this year. Like I can't remember his name, the Sergeant. I'm sure it's called like Sergeant Jacobs or something, the werewolf one with the cigar. He dropped straight in on Amazon, and it was like 68 quid to get him. So,
oh really?
I mean, yeah. So you gotta watch. This stuff does drop in randomly.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to see if
Cool.
I've still got my thing on. Orders. I'm trying to see if I've still got the order outstanding, like on the thing that I can look back on, because it was the guys who imported that. Again, you find stuff on all the time through stuff like that. But no, it's gone now. Too long ago. It's dropped off. But yeah, this one can be good. You can drop on. But do you know what? I'm looking forward to tomorrow arriving.
Go on, Em.
Tomorrow I will finally have my hands on the Disney Ultimate Super 7 Big Bad Wolf, and I am all about it. I can't wait for that to get in hand.
Oh, that's cool.
It's the old school Big Bad Wolf as well, with the top hat and the dungarees, and
no.
I love that one. So if they make the Three Little Pigs now to go with him, I'll be so happy.
They've got to. They can't do that and not do the Three Little Pigs, surely. He didn't feature with anything else, did he?
Big Bad Wolf is kind of like the Silly Symphony's go-to villain. That's why I wanted him. But he comes with some really cool bits. Like he's got the face where he's blowing, like puff and puff. He's got the granny face, and he's got some really cool. Like there's one where he's like licking his lips and stuff, like big tongue sticking out. It's just a cool looking figure all around.
Where's he going to go in your collection?
With all the rest of the Disney Ultimates that I've got a little shelf down here which you can't see very well.
There.
Yeah. So you can see on here, I've got like Five Nights at Freddy's. I've got the little orcs from Higher Toys. Is it Higher Toys? No. Then Warhammer ones we got sent. But then in the background, I've got Captain Hook, Maleficent, and then the Disney Ultimates are back there as well. So I've got the Prince John and Robin Hood and Mad
Nice.
Hatter Alice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I saw the Princess Bride figures the other day.
Oh, they're so cool, man. I've got the Inigo Montoya one.
I was really tempted. But I was like, no, you know what? I'm not buying anything. But yeah, I was very tempted.
I got the Inigo Montoya one with all due intention of making videos, and then every so often just having him just appear into frame. You might either be paid today.
It's such a good film. Such a good film. I still want a Goblin King, a decent Goblin King figure.
Yeah, we do.
I haven't explored the 1/6 scale fully, so I might have to have a little look. But
there'll definitely be one in like Hot Toys. I'm sure they'll have done one by now.
They should have, shouldn't they? By now, they should have. I'm gonna have to have a proper little investigation. But yeah, I don't know.
It will belong to you. You've got a Willy Wonka.
They'll got what?
A Willy Wonka on your shelf and a tiny Oompa Loompa.
Mate, I would so have an original Willy Wonka.
No, I'm talking the new film. I've started now. I won't stop.
Oh no! It'd have to go back to the original. Like it'd have to be the original one, sitting on like a mushroom or something like that. Like you can get I think Diamond Select did like a statue.
A really good statue, yeah, really good.
But I was going to say if Gene Simmons is not, it's not Gene.
That's a very different picture.
Can you imagine Gene Simmons as Willy Wonka? That would be mental. But no, but it is a very good. I've just got that image in my head now. But no, it is. It's a really, really good statue. But I would love that as a figure. Like 1/6 scale. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm now crossing over. Kiss lyrics with Willy Wonka in my head, and it's just weird. Right.
Ryan's still in the chat, and he said that Jake's costume of the Goblin King needs to make an appearance. I did dress up as a Goblin King once. I really did.
You did not. You actually did.
I actually did, and I fully packed a certain area of my costume, huge, like over the top, like comically, like packed it because it had to be done. It had to be done.
Yeah.
I don't actually
still set Shelley off now. You've set Shelley off.
I don't actually still have it. Shelley's not said anything for ages, but there we go. But yeah, no, I haven't.
Talking about you packaging the Goblin King costume, she's all over it. There you go, look, photo proof, or it didn't happen.
Oh mate, I will dig it out. I'll dig it out. But basically, I was directing a play, and it was like a horror play, and then at the end, it was Halloween time, and so we had like a costume party as the kind of wrap party, and yeah, I just kind of went out and just kind of sourced all the different bits of the costume, and it wasn't the best, but it served the purpose. But I can say that I've done it. But I went for the kind of floor, like big flowery shirt, and the big white shirt, and the tight grey leggings, and the enormous present.
When Paige was born, I remember I was one day I was doing like going like that on the sofa with it, and Lynn instantly went, "You are not singing that song in your head, are you?" And I went, "Dance, magic dance." Like, of course I am.
Mate, I can go one better. When Miles was born, we bought him the onesie.
Yeah!
I got pictures of him as a baby in that black, red, and white stripy onesie, and that was it. That was every time he wore that. It was like dance, magic dance. Like it's just had to be done. Are you even a dad if you've not sung that song to your kid? Like, come on, like that's like if you've not thrown your kid around and sung that song to your kid, like But there we go. We go off on a tangent. What is that? Everything we got? Are we?
That's everything. That's everything for this week.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
That was it. We've got obviously the new series 2 of What If starts when week and a half's time, is it?
Yeah, so it's in the run up to Christmas, isn't it? Because we've got a new episode every day.
For like 7 or 8 days straight, haven't we? Because like 7 or 8 episodes.
So we will probably be talking about like the whole series in one show.
Yeah.
Depending when it starts. I can't remember. And we've also got Echo. Echo's a month away. Like a month today, I think it is, or a month yesterday. Echo is going to be hitting our screens, which I'm really excited for. I'm not going to lie, I'm really excited for it. I think it's got potential. We're obviously going to see a lot more of Daredevil. They're going to kind of start weaving him into the MCU, which I think is quite clever because he's not in the MCU. But by putting him, kind of interjecting him in Spider-Man, in She-Hulk, in Echo, it kind of solidifies his place in the MCU, and you kind of forget that he's not been there since the beginning. So yeah, it's quite a clever way of doing it. But no, I'm quite excited for Echo. There's not been any mention of merchandise or action figures or anything like that from your kind of Marvel Legends and stuff.
No, they've been quiet, haven't they? I think we've got a G.I. Joe one coming up, haven't we? Or has that just been and gone?
No, that's been and gone. That's been and gone. But the Marvel Legends team did say, like Ryan, when I spoke to him in MCM, they did say that they'd do their end of year stream where they do like their draft picks and stuff like that, and that was due to come up. And he told me about that. He told me about that on the off the back of me asking about anniversary waves, and he said that there are 2 anniversary waves coming, and they usually do like a big one kind of later in the year, and then like a mini one in the spring. And usually that gets announced at their kind of end of year show, which they're currently planning. So potentially going to have another anniversary wave. And there's quite a few Marvel anniversaries next year. Things like Wolverine, Black Suit Spider-Man, giant-sized comics and stuff. So yeah, there's lots to kind of be excited about. But no, I think that was all officially everything, isn't it? We've got about 15-ish minutes left of the show. Do you want to?
Yeah, so I've added everyone's name to a wheelie wheel. I don't think many major more people kind of commented. I don't think I kind of got everybody as far as I'm aware. Just to run through that list again, the people that are going to be in this: Phantoman UK, John Doe, Andy Roberts, Pinker Bunkadoo, Alex Reed, Shelley, Triple G, Comics, Stephen Butler, Andy H, Joey B1, and Ryan Speaks Geek. I think that was everybody. So let's pull up the Wheel of Fortune here, guys.
So just to clarify for anyone that's not seen any of our wheel games before, it's the last man or woman standing that is the winner.
Yeah.
Can the people in the comments all stop talking about my package as well? That would be that is not part of the giveaway. And technically it wasn't my package because I packed it to look like.
If Ryan's got a picture, can he please send me so we can print it out and add it to the mystery box? Here we go.
Right, here we go. So it's going to be the last person standing. So as your name comes up, that is you eliminated.
Yes, the last person that's on the spinning wheel at the very end.
Last name spend. Good luck, everyone.
I'm going to do shuffle, 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 shuffle. That's well and truly shuffled. And jumping in the first elimination.
I like the sound effect.
Slow we go. Andy Roberts, you have been removed from the spinning wheel. I love how that cheers people off. Joey B1, you have been eliminated. Alex Reed, you have been eliminated.
We need to kind of do a big build up when it gets down to the last 3.
Steven, looks like you're out, mate. There we go. Steven's out. Sorry, bud. Andy H, sorry, my friend.
Oh, it's tense. It's tense. I'm like on the edge of my seat here.
So one more down to the final 5. Ryan's out. See ya, Ryan.
Right. So the final 5.
Final 5. We've got Shelley still in the running. Triple G Comics still in the running. Pinker Bunkadoo, John Doe, and Phantoman UK.
Cool.
So here we go. Everyone. Final 5. Good luck. Fansman UK. Final 4. Here we go. Shelly! Sorry. You're out. Final 3!
Down to the
This
final
game.
3.
Getting tense now. John, sorry to say, bud, you're out. Alright, it's down to Pinkabunkadoo and Triple G Comics. Sorry, I love people's names. It's so nice. Alright, there we go. Good luck.
So this next name is the person going out.
Out, yeah. Triple G, sorry, bud, you have been eliminated. Which means Pinkabunkadoo! You are this week's winner.
Amazing.
So Pinkabunkadoo, give me a personal message on Instagram or Twitter, whatever your social media is. I'm trying to find me. I'm on most of them at SuperSorrell, and they will arrange for your box to be sent to you.
Cool. Well done, Pinkabunkadoo.
Pinkabunkadoo.
Pink Punkadoo. Well done, buddy. That's cool. That is cool. And make sure that obviously you hit Sorrel up because it's like a personalized thing, isn't it? So
Yeah. So it's going to be a really cool box. It's going to be customized by me and Miss Sue Sorrell. We're going to customize it to you as a person as well. That's how we do our mystery boxes. And we enjoy doing our mystery boxes. It's a lot of fun.
Man, why didn't I comment?
You could have been in. You could have been in.
I could have commented, couldn't I? Like, let's be honest. Oh man, do it again. Yeah. So 50 pence for a picture. Oh, Shelley, I'm disappointed. Right. No, that's cool. That is cool. Next week.
It's okay, Shelley, because tomorrow morning I'm pretty sure that Jacob's going to have his OnlyFans set up with that picture on as his major article. So
my OnlyFans are just me in a Goblin King costume.
Yeah.
All my content is Goblin King related. Like just me in really bad kind of charity shop versions of like characters. I do like an Edward Scissorhands, a Willy Wonka, like oh mate, the sad thing is someone out there's probably already doing it. Let's be honest, like it's probably already being done. But let's talk about next week. We've got a couple of minutes before the end of the show. Let's talk about next week. Next week's going to be a good show for us. We welcome back a good friend of the show, Steve Evans. Steve Evans is coming back as a Geek Week guest. He, I think, is the longest running guest we've had on the show. I think he's joined us more times than anyone else. This will take him into a different bracket.
How many times has he been on?
2.
Will this be his 3rd?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's the most thinged guest. The other guest that we had on the most is Nerdzoic. He's been on twice. Yeah.
So, unless of course you count Ryan because he came on like every week for a good run. So
I guess they kept on turning up.
But yeah, so Steve Evans is coming back. If everyone, most people should know who Steve Evans is, Mr. Stevie18 over on Instagram. He's obviously, a big name at Hasbro, does a lot with Marvel, done stuff with Star Wars, all the rest of it. So, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to talk, I think we were in conversation about top 5s, weren't we? Top 5 for the year.
So look at everything that Hasbro's done this year and kind of look at like our 5 sort of favorite things that they've done. Maybe I think it was kind of the main thing we kind of approached him with, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah. Either way, we'll be kind of doing like a Hasbro year in review kind of thing with Steve. But it's Steve. I'm sure we'll go off on a tangent and talk about many other things, including Smurfs and kids programs that you've never heard of in about 20 years. It'll be fun.
Yeah. One thing that I definitely want to talk to him about is that he's been doing a lot of polls on his Instagram about forgotten toy lines that you'd like to see coming back, things like Mask, Visionaries, all that kind of stuff. And I want to know whether there's any kind of reason behind that or whether that's just for his sheer, indulgement. only because I want Visionaries back on my shelf. And I don't want to buy the old figures. I want new Visionaries.
Did you see Monster in My Pocket was bought back out recently?
I did.
That toy line reared its head again recently.
I did.
I'm excited to see where that goes.
Yeah, I don't want to get overly excited because Monster in My Pocket was a big one for me back in the day. It would be really interesting to see if that has a modern revamp.
I've been surprised for years that Mattel didn't buy up Wrestlers in My Pocket and do a WWE tie-in. I'm really surprised that has not happened by now.
Yeah. It was a thing as well, like especially kind of early 90s, like, you know, those little unarticulated figures in your pocket. There was another line as well, and if someone in the chat remembers what they were called, but they were like animals.
Oh, I know what you're on about. So you mean puppy in my pocket, pony in my pocket, cats in my...
No. This was a different one. This is a different one. So they were little kind of like animals, but they were humanoid kind of animals, and they had like a little thing on their chest, and you'd put your thumb on it, and it would show an element. So they were either fire, water, or air.
Memory unlocked. Yes, I know what this is now. I'm trying to think now. Oh, they were Visionaries, but they're very similar to Visionaries, weren't they?
They were similar, yeah, but they weren't. Yeah, they were. They.
Dude, I had some of these, like lime green and like really fluorescent colours.
I can't remember. No, Pet Aliens. They were.
I'm gonna be googling this whole night now. But yeah, I was gonna say
we got 4 minutes. I'm gonna you just talk. I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna find these.
Everyone always takes the mick out of me for being, the king of blind bags on YouTube. But I blind bags have always been a massive thing in my childhood. Like Monster in My Pocket was a big one for me growing up. I used to love collecting those. And like I was just saying then, like Pets in My Pocket, they had like the Puppy in My Pocket was like one of my favorites as a kid. I had all of those.
Yeah.
Even though it's predominantly meant to be a girl's line, I think. But I mean, I had all those stupid little dogs. I loved them.
Battle Beasts. Has anyone got? Yeah, Ryan got it. Battle Beasts. Andy H. Battle Beasts. Yep. Yeah. Battle Beasts is where it's at. That was what it was. This is the line I want to see come back.
Yeah.
That. Can you imagine them? Like that's. Like I was tempted when I was looking at kind of what toy line from back in the day would I like to kind of collect and complete. And
they were the thing. They weren't the thing I was thinking of. They weren't the ones I was thinking of. There's another one I was thinking of. No.
They're not. Wait, we're on to the last 5 minutes, Sorrel. Quick, find that name.
I'm probably not going to find them, but I'm going to have a little Google and see what I can find. Let's see if I can come up with it. I'll send it in chat. But I remember something a bit different, and there was a similar sort of thing, but a bit more like the Monster in My Pocket kind of range.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to love all the 90s blind bags were amazing.
Yeah.
We had some good ones back in the day.
Yeah. But that is about it for this week. We are episode 129, which means that next week with Steve is our 130th episode, which is quite cool. 130 episodes, which means I'm not even going to try to do the maths there, but that's a whole lot of streaming. So we are going strong. One more little plug we will put in here. Geek Week on tour 2024. We are going to be at Figure Collectors in Bolton. Am I saying that correct? Am I doing that with the right accent? Yeah. Bolton, not Bolton. Bolton.
Oh.
Bolton Stadium Hotel, Figure Collectors. We are going to be both there, me and Sorrel. So go and check them out over on Facebook, on Instagram. There's a Facebook group. They're starting to kind of push out a lot of the marketing for the con. But yeah, if you're local to the area, come down. We're going to be there. We're going to be doing a bit of stuff with the Geek Week. We're going to be doing a bit of stuff with the collectors panel and stuff. So yeah, we're going to plug this one for a couple of weeks to come. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be good fun.
Oh.
So there we go. Everyone that's in the chat, thank you very much for tuning in. Sorrel, do you want to finish off anything?
You always do this every week, and I've got no idea what to say. No.
130 weeks I've been doing this, and you're still always stuff.
I like how you're ending this video like me. I do this when I'm making my videos, where I kind of like trying to think of an ending, but I'm still trying to think of what I was thinking about. My brain's going elsewhere, and I'm going, guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, I'm your host, SuperSorrell, and I'll see you in the next video. I do that all the time. I'm like, I'm thinking about something completely else. I'm elsewhere. It's so funny. But no, I'm good. I'm looking forward to next year. We've got a lot planned, and I've literally been looking. I think there's a lot of conventions I'm going to be at next year, and I'm super excited about it.
Yeah. No, we are. We've the reason we're branding it with Geek Week on Tour is because me and Sorrel are currently in conversation about what conventions we can both get to. The difference with figure collectors is that we've been invited to go down, and we're actually doing stuff with Geek Week there on the stage and stuff as well. So it will be a little bit different.
Live.
Yeah, we're going to be
actually watch us live.
We're going to be doing it a little bit differently. So, but with that said, we are looking at a lot of other conventions that we can get to together. So there is going to be a little bit of a tour next year. So we're going to kind of get around and kind of.
There's opportunity for Jacob to dust off the Goblin King and bring it back for one.
No, I wouldn't dust it off, mate. If I was gonna do it, I'd have to go new. I'd have to reinvent that. You know what? The one thing about that costume before we do sign off that really annoys me looking back, because I didn't shave my beard off. And I look back at it and I'm like, you didn't fully commit, mate. You did not fully commit. Go home. You didn't understand the assignment. Like B-. It's fine. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Congratulations to Pinky
Boogie something.
Punky Doo. Yeah. Congratulations for winning the 50k subscriber competition. Tune in next week. Steve will be with us live, I believe, from the beginning of the show, but he will definitely be here live. So if you've got any questions, you've got anything that you want to ask, or you kind of want to get off your chest, or you just want to jump in on that geeky chat, then we will be here. As always, do check the description of the videos. Give us a follow over on social media. Doesn't matter where you're watching, as long as you're watching. Thank you very much. Keep it geek.